The average person spends more waking hours with their coworkers than with their own family. That number has been climbing since remote work collapsed the line between office friendships and after-hours texting. And most people have responded to that closeness by talking more, not less. That instinct made sense in 2015. It doesn't anymore. Meeting transcription tools now log almost every call, word for word, time-stamped and searchable. Slack messages sit in archives for years, resurfacing months later in a search someone runs for an entirely different reason. HR software flags keywords automatically. No human even has to be paying attention. The information you hand a coworker in a moment of trust doesn't disappear into the air the way it used to. It sits somewhere, waiting for the day someone has a reason to go looking for it. This isn't about becoming paranoid or cold. It's about running the math on what certain conversations actually cost you before you have them. Some topics that felt like normal office small talk 5 years ago now function less like bonding and more like handing someone a weapon they didn't ask for and will use without ever feeling like they did anything wrong. This video breaks down 12 things that quietly work against you the moment you say them out loud at work in 2026. Some of these will feel obvious. A few will surprise you. All 12 are still happening in break rooms and Slack DMs every single day, usually by people who genuinely like the person they're saying it about, which is exactly what makes it so easy to miss coming. Number 1, your salary. Pay transparency laws in many states now require companies to post salary ranges, which sounds like progress, and mostly is. But volunteering your exact number to a coworker over lunch still creates a comparison point that has nothing to do with fairness and everything to do with resentment. Someone making $4,000 less than you starts noticing every task you get assigned differently. Every time your name comes up first in a meeting they weren't invited to, it shows up small at first. A joke that lands a little flat, a Slack reply that used to come in minutes now taking half a day. The friendship survives the number for about a month before something shifts. Quietly, in the tone of every message after that. Number 2, that you're leaning on AI tools to move faster than people realize. You mention half proud that the deck everyone assumed took you a full day actually took 40 minutes once you fed it the outline. It sounds like a productivity win. What it actually does is quietly reset what fast means for your entire team, including you, and it hands your manager a number they will remember at your next review long after you've stopped using that shortcut on anything that matters. Number 3, that you turned down extra work. You said no to covering a shift, no to a stretch assignment with no extra pay attached, no to staying late for something outside your role, and you said it politely with a real reason behind it. Nobody argues with the reason in the room. They remember the number. The next time something good comes up, the deciding question isn't your track record, it's a quiet, unspoken one. Will this person actually say yes? Number 4, your performance review score. A manager tells you a number, a rating, a line of feedback meant for your file alone, and you repeat it to a work friend because you need someone to process it with. That number becomes the frame they see you through from then on, even when they insist it doesn't. A meets expectations you mentioned in confidence becomes the reason you're quietly left off a project 6 months later by someone who was never in that review meeting and never should have known the number existed. Number 5, that you're already talking to another company. Not the vague, deniable, just seeing what's out there version, the real one. A second round interview, a recruiter with a number attached, a start date you're weighing. You mention it to negotiate leverage or just because it's consuming your headspace. The moment it's out, you stop being someone worth the long-term bet, whether you take the offer or not. The counteroffer conversation you were hoping to trigger sometimes never even happens because it's cheaper for them to just start planning around your absence. Number 6, that you've mentally checked out. You don't say I quit trying, you say something softer, that you're just doing what's asked now, that you've stopped chasing the extra mile. It reads as self-care to you. It reads as a permission slip to everyone managing your workload. The stretch project stops landing on your desk, not because you asked for less, but because they quietly agreed you'd already told them you didn't want more. Number 7, that you're close with a coworker outside of work hours. A friendship, a relationship, a standing dinner plan 2 people on the team know about. It doesn't need to be inappropriate to become a liability. The second a disagreement, a promotion decision, or a layoff list touches either of you, that closeness gets read by everyone else as an angle, and every fair call either of you makes afterward gets quietly discounted before anyone even hears the reasoning. Number 8, that you went over your manager's head. You raised a concern directly with their boss, with good intentions, maybe even about something real. The issue might get fixed. Your manager finds out, usually within days, and the file they keep on you in their head gets a new permanent entry. Not a team player goes around people. Nothing is said out loud. Your one-on-ones just get shorter, and the interesting problems start going to someone who never skipped the chain. Number 9, that you think a project is pointless. You say it in a moment of honesty because the process really is broken, and everyone in the room seems to agree. The agreement disappears the moment leadership asks who actually built the thing you just called pointless. Someone in that room built it, championed it, or has their name quietly attached to the decision to keep funding it, and your honest assessment becomes the reason that person stops bringing you into planning conversations at all. Number 10, that you asked for a schedule accommodation, remote days, a later start time, a lighter travel load, granted for a real reason, and framed as reasonable by everyone involved, including you. It gets remembered anyway, not as a policy you used correctly, but as a flag next to your name during the next round of who gets the client-facing role, who gets the promotion that requires more hours, who gets picked first. Nobody says the accommodation is why. It never has to be said for it to be the reason. Number 11, that you're seeing a therapist or a career coach to handle work stress. You mention it in passing almost casually because it's become normal to talk about in your own life. In the room, it lands differently than you meant it. A manager who means well starts routing the high-pressure work around you, calling it thoughtfulness, while it quietly removes you from the exact assignments that build a case for your next promotion. You asked for support. What you got was reclassified as someone who needs to be handled carefully. Number 12, and the rule that swallows the other 11, anything you wouldn't want read back to you in a meeting or screenshotted into a message you'll never see. That's the whole test. Not whether you trust the person across the table, not whether the conversation feels private, or the drinks are good, or the laughter feels real. Just that one question, asked in real time, every time. If the answer is no, the sentence doesn't get softened or hinted at. It just doesn't get said. None of this means becoming unreadable or disappearing into small talk about the weather. People who hide everything become their own kind of suspicious, and isolation has its own cost. One that shows up in the invites that stop coming and the small talk that never turns into anything real. The goal isn't to stop being human at work. It's to be warm without being transparent, easy to work with without being easy to quote. You can build real relationships inside a workplace. Just remember what a workplace actually is underneath the friendliness. A structure built to sort, evaluate, and rank the people inside it. Run by decent people who are, most of the time, just trying to survive the same structure you are. The version of you that walks out of that building years from now with your reputation intact isn't going to be the one who overshared the most or the one everyone felt closest to. It's going to be the one who understood early that some things are worth doing at work and almost nothing is worth saying out loud.